Having slept soundly on the hard ground, we were up early at the crack of dawn at 5:30, a feat that some of us managed better than others.
Can I go back to bed, please?
And as we looked out, we saw most people were starting to pack up, but we had other things to do first.
We've just been to get a pack. The pack is this. So, in this pack, not only do we get Haribo, other non-brand sweets are available, there is a little monster thing, stickers. We've got a London Brighton sign hang on the car. Yeah, one of them, and shirts. Brilliant! I'm genuinely impressed. I was expecting this to be a bit rubbish, but it's great. Also, from what we hear, we're meant to be leaving soon.
Which you might think would inspire some kind of sense of urgency. However, we had more important things to do, like cooking breakfast. And trying to modify my car to hold its new board.
With other stuff.
No, you haven't. What have you done this morning, Lawrie? Stop his face.
I managed to eat some food, and now I'm attached.
Who cooked the food?
Not me. Oh yeah, look at that. That's fine.
It would appear that the others had no such issues, and whilst I helped myself to another sausage sandwich, we got everything packed up into the cars and headed off to join the lineup, which was something very, very impressive to be part of.
My favourite thing is that just over there, you got the AA truck, just waiting. It knows in a minute it will be needed.
Hopefully, it wouldn't be me in my little Mini, which felt somewhat out of place compared with the sea of classics that surrounded me.
I see the AA has pounced and caught its first victim. The Reaper waits. The Reaper waits for no one.
With the AA seemingly leading the way, the rally had started, with the convoy of mini mokes being one of the first groups out.
It's now got the minimum amount of oil in that's required. I might need more of this. I'm actually above minimum. I am above minimum.
You're above minimum.
By like 2 mil.
So we're now good to continue our journey. Right.
I should have checked this before we went.
Yeah. Normally it's what you do for a road trip. Imagine if it had conked out because it just seized itself.
Is he cleaning again? I don't know why he's bothering.
We were starting to get a little bit bored waiting to leave, so we started looking at some of the other cars. And then, suddenly...
So we're almost at the last row to leave, effectively.
Yeah, we are almost.
Because it turns out we can't actually queue up on time for things.
Well,
Oh, no, we were on time.
We were fine. We just...
The end of the time bracket we were allotted.
How long have we now sat here?
We've been sat here at least an hour and a half since cars started leaving.
And so I see absolutely no reason why we should have got up any earlier, hurried our breakfast to get here earlier for the fact that we are...
Yeah, but we could have left half an hour earlier.
Well, yes.
We could have left an hour and a half earlier if we were really quick.
You can see over there the QF. We have seen so far, I think, 3 other members of this generation of Cooper.
Yeah, there's very, very few of them. It's weirdly is one of the rarest cars here. But we did say that if we were to line up every single car here in order of one I would most like to take home to one I would least like to take home, this is the least.
Which is a lie, because there is one countryman and
No,
several
I would rather take a countryman, because I can take that home and I can sell it for 10 grand.
Shut up. That's
Also, it'd be a more comfortable drive home. And it has a bonnet which isn't peeled. Now, my favourite thing about the event so far is the police watching it. Now, originally, when I saw them at the exit, from a distance, it looked like they were holding up a speed camera to observe the 5 mile per hour speed limit. And I thought, oh, that's really mean of them. And then we looked closer, and it turns out they were just filming everyone leaving.
They're just enjoying the event. It's great. See the guys there, just watching it. Let's see if we go. Oh, they're not paying attention. I was going to get the thumbs up.
Well, unfortunately, we're in the least noticeable car.
Oh, they've told Charles to stay there.
Oh, they stopped the traffic and then let a glut of cars out.
Come on, Charles. Oh, Charles is with us.
Oh, no.
Come on, Charles, hurry up.
This is probably why they want everyone with nerves. No, he's not with us. Yeah, they stopped him. Balls.
Being London, however, it didn't take long with all the stopping and starting at traffic lights for Charles and a selection of other minis to join us and form a mighty convoy. There were minis up front, there were minis behind, and for a few short moments it was absolutely glorious. Until all the stopping and starting meant that, well, we all got separated again, bar us three, who managed to keep ourselves together in a nice, condensed little convoy. And then the inevitable happened.
Oh, some very nice cars there. Why can't you have one of those?
For some reason, you don't have one of those.
I could have one of those.
Could you?
I could afford to take out a payment on a stupidly high expensive car.
Yeah, probably could actually.
Wouldn't be a very smart decision.
See, this is what I thought. It's not I want fuel. It's I've got a problem. The reason we're here is because he's dead.
We are down on power on the Classic Mini, which, with the amount of power that thing has, is not actually an issue. We have been driving here just fine, but we're going to do a quick safety check on it, make sure it is still alive.
So a miss, the exhaust is blowing.
I think the exhaust is blowing. It's not going to help.
Right.
I did what I do best, and stood back and just let the experts get on with the car. It turned out that Alfie was actually quite experienced with looking after his Mini, and quickly determined that the problem was that the rotor was pretty filthy and making a poor connection. And so quickly the distributor was taken apart and Alfie set to work. In the meantime, Charles managed to successfully park the other Mini. And after a few moments of me doing the important job of doing absolutely nothing to interfere, Alfie was ready to test if his fix had worked. He was unsatisfied with the way the engine was running and decided it was time to look at the spark plugs, and on inspection found that they were all fouled. So Alfie started cleaning them up as Matt removed them from the engine. I once again took the very wise move and just did absolutely nothing and kept out of the way.
Do you want me to leave the plug for you to tighten, or do you just don't start?
And with the team working together, it wasn't long before they could try it again.
Sound better.
Right, it's on the road.
Right, let's try it again.
I like how we've just fixed 2 Minis.
2 Minis?
Yeah, we just had to bump start that one.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
me and Alfie just bump started.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, brilliant.
He pulled over for petrol and he's like, won't go. We just bump started him. Yeah, it sounds a lot.
It's a lot happier, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is no longer idling like an absolute.
Wood's got fouled.
Make sure that our convoy can see what we're doing. Today on LMM, we get lost in the back streets of London.
As we'd been taken off our route to pull into the garage to make the emergency repairs to the Classic Mini, we were relying on the Classic Mini to be able to navigate us back onto the route. And it wasn't long before we were making good progress and picking up time, hoping soon to find some of the other cars and rejoin the convoy. The weather forecast for the day hadn't been very optimistic, and sure enough, it wasn't long before it started to rain. And that proved a bit of a problem, meaning we had to pull over again.
So you may notice that we've pulled up at a garage again. Yeah, the Classic's dead again. Well, not dead, it's raining and the windscreen wipers don't work. So we've pulled over while they address that. And as it's raining, me and Matt have done the sensible thing and decided to just sit in the car.
So that's the remain of the fuse, which has got hot, we think, and cracked. And thus the reason the Classic doesn't have working wipers. So Alfie is now busy rewiring it.
Once again, Alfie really proved that he knew what he was doing with his little car, and having refilled on coffee, we were ready to hit the road again.
We're excited at least.
Yes. Oh, it's a lot different if it's you break down with something minor with your mates
Yeah.
than if your car has failed by the side of the road and you're on your own. It's like them, it's like when something goes wrong.
With the Classic Mini now fully operational and able to clear rain from its windscreen, we once again hit the road, eager to make up for lost time and try and make some progress. And whilst the roads that we were on were very nice, Matt and I realised that there were no other Minis to be seen.
So our navigator here in front has somehow managed to have been some lovely London to Brighton yellow signs for directions.
And what we've actually done is gone London, down a bit, and then back to London.
Because he started following diverted traffic routes. So we're not on the route, he's just picked up a random diverted traffic.
And we've only noticed this because the route is very clearly posted as we take the A23. And we've seen a lot of turn-offs to the A23 as turn-offs, and we've not taken any of them.
We've just been following blindly, been like, oh, I'm sure we'll be okay, I'm sure they know what they're doing. And Matt just checked on his navigation and went, we're going back to London.
I think at this point we're just going to follow the sign now.
Yeah, that might actually be a smart idea.
How are you not doing that already?
Yes, fun, not so much.
How are you not doing that? You're the lead car. We're at the end of the guys.
I think we're going to actually have to go all the way around on the roundabout and go back down there.
All the way around and back on ourselves.
How are you this useless of a navigator? Today on LMM, we were going to do the London-Brighton mini run. We were stuck with a car that didn't work, and then a navigator who can't follow the signposted route. So we went for a drive around the Sussex countryside, or wherever the hell we are, Surrey. Oh, God.
Could not make it.
Genuinely could not.
I thought it was a bit weird because we started off as like an hour and 20 from where we started to like where we were going, and I looked at the nav about an hour ago when we stopped and was like, oh, we've covered a decent amount of ground, we've covered about 40 minutes, and then I looked down at the nav again and realised Why is it still saying we've got 15 minutes to go?
You said like a while ago, it's like, oh, they've run out of London Brighton signs. I was like, I don't think they have. I think we're just on a diversion and he's following his sat nav. But no.
He wasn't following the sat nav, he was following the diversion.
We are going to be so late to arrive at this thing.
I was wondering why we hadn't seen any of the classic minis driving about in convoys. I thought we were just that late after our breakdowns, but no. No.
It's unreal. But what's most incredible is it isn't you or me who's not done this yet. We've been an innocent party.
We're leading next time.
We're definitely leading next time.
With the navigator now actually doing their job, we eventually found ourselves back on the signposted route heading towards Brighton. And as we passed the signs saying it was all but 10 miles until we got to the town itself, we thought nothing else could go wrong, could it? Right?
You're actually joking.
You are.
It did do a big backfire.
It did do a big backfire, and we saw the big backfire. Number 3. The AA truck is just up the road, though.
Yes.
We saw that.
There are many ways of dealing with a broken classic car, and we elected for the first one to stand around looking at it and to breathe in deeply through our mouths going, there's something wrong with this. But that doesn't really achieve anything, so once again, Matt and Alfie sat down and started playing the spark plug removal and cleaning up again. And it's at this moment in the edit I realise that Matt is wearing a t-shirt to a rival channel. So good for Matt. By this point, Matt and Alfie were getting pretty good at whipping the spark plugs out, cleaning them and reinstalling them. And in absolutely no time at all, they'd got the Mini happy and running again. And after a few final words of encouragement, we returned to our own vehicle and hoped that this would be the last time we would have to pull over at the side of the road.
Yeah, I feel fun as well.
We're off again.
It was such a short distance that we now had to try and achieve to complete the rally. And as we pulled back onto the dual carriageway, all we had to do was follow the yellow signs. And just how difficult could that be?
The signs ain't coming off here.
No, I don't either. I don't think there was... Is the mini run supposed to keep going straight, or do we come off here? Because there wasn't a sign to come off.
It doesn't say.
No. No, we have picked up and lost the trail again.
If it wasn't in fact he's limped and he obviously needs a support, I would not be following.
Yes, we're going the wrong way.
Do you care to tell us what you're doing? The Mini sounds okay.
Yeah, I don't think we pulled off for Alfie. We pulled off because he didn't know where he's going again. We're supposed to still be on that road going that way, yes, because we're still a considerable distance from Brighton.
Yes, we are. The ineptitude of the navigation is, unless he wants to get off the dual carriageway.
Yes, that will be the acceptable.
But then that would have been the prime time to use the radio to say, hey lads,
we'll get off the dual carriageway. Yeah, no, it would.
It transpires that actually was the case, with the classic Mini wanting to leave the main road. And having followed as little as physically possible of the signposted route, we finally joined the queue to complete the rally. And it was a queue that didn't actually end when we got into the lineup. There were so many cars and so many people that we crawled along. The good news was it gave us a good opportunity to have a look at all of the other cars. Bearing in mind that this wasn't the entire lineup, because we'd turned left whereas most of the other cars had gone right. But eventually, after an hour of being in the queue, we parked up. And amazingly, even after all of our issues, there were still more vehicles turning up after us.
So finally we have arrived in sunny Brighton, where it has stopped raining.
Yes, to be fair, this is actually the best weather we've seen because it has been peeing it down all day on the way up here. But we've been sat in the car for 4 or 5 hours now, and it's nice to stretch the legs, I've got to be honest.
It's worth pointing out that, as you may have gathered on the journey, the trip from London to Brighton should not have taken between 4 and 5 hours.
No, about an hour and a half was the expected time.
Yes.
There is obviously congestion at each end because you've tried to put 1,500 minis on the road, but yeah, we were a little bit delayed.
We were a little bit delayed indeed, and with the sheer number of cars that was still turning up, even after our eclectic route, it's still taken us half hour, an hour?
Just to queue through the traffic. And we've been so delayed that this is actually the overflow section.
Yes.
Because a mile that way, there is 2 to 4 rows of minis the whole way down, which is, it's quite frankly, quite a mind-boggling number.
It's amazing that so many cars, and to be fair, one of the nicest things of this, while we've been queuing at either end, the community of mini owners has been really nice. There's been lots of laughs and jokes, and it's just been really pleasant. It's a really nice community, and it's been really nice to take part even in that.
Even in the shoddiest car here. But there are some competitors we have noticed now, and there are still cars even now turning up. So despite being 4 or 5 hours late, it shows you just how many people are coming to this event.
It's amazing. They are still queuing to come in. It's amazing.
Willing to tow?
I was about to say, where's yours, Alfie? And then was like, oh.
That's mine.
Yeah, right. I was about to say, where's yours, Alfie? And then was like, oh.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yes, I know.
There was a constant flow of minis, some cars still arriving, others who had been some of the first to arrive deciding it was time to leave. As such, it meant there was never one moment that all the cars were together. On the plus side, it meant there was always something movement for entertainment, and what a spectacle it was, something that we were so proud and so excited to have been part of. Whilst I was wandering around and meeting some of you guys, Matt and Alfie sat down and had another look at his classic Mini, doing things like getting a replacement set of spark plugs and also taking up the carburettor and degunking it. And I'm told that with these modifications and the fact that I was no longer filming with it, since we filmed, the car hasn't done anything wrong. Whether you want to believe that is entirely up to you. And I'm obviously not being paid by Alfie to give you this message in the edit.
Amazing. But things we have learnt. The Melbourne Mini, this thing, actually a rare car at this event.
Yeah, rather unrepresented. So there's only about 10% new Minis here, and this appears to be the least represented generation of all.
So what it's actually done is the exact opposite of what I wanted, by throwing me in the Minis and being like, they're fine and everything, but actually, don't worry about it, you've got a vaguely rare car.
Yeah.
Which is probably totally the wrong message to take from it, because most people who own one of these really don't give a whatever about this kind of event.
No, but it's here, and it shows the progression of Minis over the years.
Yeah, it's been nice to have it, and it's nice to have it represented. And whatever we say about this, having it has allowed us to take part in this, and it's been a lot of fun to actually do this.
It was worth the £250 just to come on an event like this, and it's been good fun driving down here.
It's been really good.
It's been good fun sat in a queue.
It has.
We are British, we do enjoy that a bit.
And with that, guys, we're going to go and have another wander up that way and see all the different cars. So with that, thanks for watching. We hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, coming up on the screen now are a couple of the other videos that you might enjoy. And for me and him, ta-ra.
We're going to have to walk a long way to get that price.
I know, but so it's only 10 seconds.
Yeah, but what we need to do is keep this audio in the cut so they don't realise.
It's a Mini.
Yeah.
It's another Mini.